You know how you're at a retreat and you're making lots and lots of 12 by 12 layouts? Sometimes you just want to take a little break. So I decided to make a card. I have not yet posted the video that these scraps come from, but it will be posted for the next video. And it is going to be for Ginger's Corner Dining Around the World. So I had these strips. They're all in 1/2 inch length widths. Now I've done this card before, and sometimes I use a variety of widths. This one I decided let's do all 1/2 inch widths. So I have an A2 card front here, and I'm going to glue this on. I'm going to trim it and glue it onto the card base to leave a little bit of a white edge. And I only had 2 of these floral strips, so I'm trying to optimize and make the best that I can, but I did like the other side of one of them as well. The other one was a little bit too fall themed. So I'm just trying to randomize the strips. As you can tell, I'm like, oh, I'm not ready for that one yet. So I'm going to put a different one down, and this is not quite a gold. It's not a bright gold. It's a little bit of a coppery gold, these glitter paper. This was not a scrap from the page, but I had brought it with me and decided to add that little bit of glitz to this paper combination. So it's very simple. I'm not leaving a space between them. You can do that if you want to leave a space between your strips. I like the look of lining them up tight against each other and getting a little bit of that quilted look. I did not have embossing folders with me on the trip, but another thing you can do after you do this is emboss it, and then it can look like a quilt, and add some texture to it. So that's a pretty neat thing to do, using this same base method and then just getting a little bit different look. So I'm switching scissors because those scissors were kind of short for doing something like this. I like the little bit longer blades. So I'm just cutting these strips before I finish so that I can use the other ends of them to finish out the card. So I don't have to cut more papers. So you can see this is really easy. It comes together pretty fast. I think I spent 20 minutes total. I really like this color combination. It's probably not my go-to colors. I like brighter colors, but I thought this came out really, really good. And just as a hint, the upcoming page is a pet page. It's of my daughter and her lamb. And so I use all these sort of rustic colors on that page, and it's a real cute page. So just finishing up the strips, and I wanted to optimize how many times that floral appeared because I think it's so beautiful. Some of the others are a little more plain, some of the other papers. So just trimming this, and then I will trim this down just to get a real sharp edge. I'm going to use my guillotine trimmer. And I am going to ink. So I went through my the dies. I didn't bring a ton of dies with me. So I found one that I wanted some interest. So this is a like a postage stamp edged die. So I just found one that would fit the word congratulations. The other words would have all been too big for the dies that I brought with me. And I didn't want to cover too much of the paper strips. So this will have impact without covering too much of the pretty papers. So this is the little Scout die cutting machine that I brought with me. It's great for traveling. It's not too big, and I have really, I'm keeping some of my smaller dies on in envelopes rather than having to recreate the set every time I travel or go somewhere. I do find that the dies move a little bit when you go in this machine because the plates aren't as heavy, and so I do find that taping things down with this machine in particular is helpful. And that's just mint tape that I get from scrapbook.com. Sometimes it's free, and I reuse the pieces as well. So I'm going to ink these edges just so it stands out a little bit more, and I'm going to pop it up. And here's where I'm going to check it. Check the fit. So I'm just going to trim up those edges, as you can see. And I just want a little bit of white showing on the card. I think it just helps it stand out. And I had decided when I originally made it, I thought I was going to go in portrait mode. Let's see if I change my mind here. I like portrait mode better than the landscape mode. So I originally was thinking horizontal or landscape mode, and then I changed my mind. Partly because I still got to see more of the pretty papers this way. And then that finger tapping is me trying to decide how to finish it off and if I wanted bling. And I decide, yes, I do. I'm just deciding which color. I had all my metallics here, and I go for this darker bronze. And that's it. Please give this video a thumbs up. I love making cards when I have scraps left over from a page. And it gives me a break from 12 by 12 pages, and I get to use my creativity. Thanks a lot, you guys.